Like the best little community on here are talking about Australian design, and it's been great, but I have noticed a few comments on some of the videos I've made where people say something like, I think this is fugly, I don't like this. I think we're ready to have a conversation about how to separate your own aesthetic opinion from evaluating whether or not something is good design. Let's hope I'm on screen. I've got some flashcards to talk through this concept. So let's go. Let's start off with this scenario. There's two people. One of them likes green, but hates purple. One of them likes purple, but hates green. And if we apply this logic to a building, you could go as far as to say someone likes maximalism, someone likes minimalism. Someone likes decoration, someone likes honest materials. You get where I'm going with this? Who's right? Now, to make this even more complicated, let's say one of these people has a 6-year design degree, and one of these people has, I used law as an example, but it could be anything. Almost any other professional career conundrum, let's say it was a legal question and you're trying to work out who was right, the person with the law degree would be right. Anyone who works in a creative industry is in a bit of a weird position where they are a service to the client. And so if the client says they love purple and you as the designer go, I don't love purple, you're in a bit of a tricky spot. So the next question to ask then is, well, how do we talk about design? If it's not what I like and if it's not what you like, how else can we talk about it? This is what I recommend. Set up a criteria based on your values. I say your values, but if you're not even sure what your values are, you can borrow someone else's. You can borrow my values and I can show you how I evaluate whether or not something is good design. Because the thing is, it's subjective. This is my value system. The most important thing for me is the big idea. Are they responding to a nearby park? Is it about opening up the ground plane so that pedestrians can access something? Is it about landscape? Is it about the sky? How useful is the big idea? And did they pull it off? That's the number one thing I think of when I'm trying to evaluate if it's good design. Number two for me is environment. This is really high up on my list. It's something I care about passionately. Did they make something recyclable? Did they get in more landscaping? Did they explore whether or not they could have a low carbon footprint? Third one for me is people and community. No matter the type of architecture you're doing, no matter where you are, I believe that your building should give something back to the community that surrounds it. It can be something as simple as, does it have a nice area of landscaping where pedestrians walk past? It's being sensitive to its surrounding. Number four for me is functionality and performance. I wouldn't be surprised if this was higher up on some other people's list. The reason for me why it's number 4 is because if we only had architecture that prioritized function, performance, efficiency, it would be a very mean world we live in. There would be no rational argument to include landscaping and color and decoration and softness where it is needed. So it's obviously critical to have a building that functions, but it is part of my value system is making sure that functionality doesn't come at the cost of the earth or people. And then finally, for me, is aesthetics, color, form, materiality. All of those to me are tools that support these other big ideas. That's how I evaluate good design. Because of that, you'll almost never hear me say whether or not I think something is ugly or something is good looking. I don't find it useful. I think there's much more important things to talk about. That's why I think it's useful to come up with a value system when you're trying to learn how to critique and talk about design, because there's a lot more important things that go on in a building than just what it looks like. I hope this was helpful. And I hope I don't ever see a comment like that again saying, I think this is ugly. Or if you are going to comment that, I want you to have at least told me more important things first before you tell me why you think something's ugly. See you next time.